Good afternoon. Here's what's coming up in the marketplace in the next half hour. Trade Ministry to reconvene Foreign Retail Committee as leaders of Ghanaian and Nigerian retail traders lock horns over a new trading dispensation. Meanwhile, Traders Advocacy Group condemns the retail feud between Ghana and Nigeria, predicting doom for the Continental Free Trade Agreement area if not addressed.
We cannot be trading under the African Continental Free Trade Area, popularly known as AFTA, and continue to be hostile.
Plus, Valley University to host maiden edition of the Joy Business Campus Roadshow this Friday. We have a look ahead of what to expect and the impact in Ghana's job market. You're welcome once again. I'm Charles Aite. We're going for a short break, after which the program begins proper. To stay. Let's begin with some manufacturing stories because Yara International, a fertilizer manufacturing company, has reiterated its commitment to ensuring that there are enough fertilizers on the market. According to the West Africa Regional Director, Dankwa Adoyobo, the current scarcity of fertilizer is a challenge facing the industry worldwide, but he believes situations will change soon as the main planting season is almost over. He spoke to Joy Business on the sidelines of the launch of the 11th edition of the annual Pre-Harvest Agribusiness Exhibition and Conference event.
The current fertilizer situation in Ghana, I would say, is not Ghana per se, but of course it's in Ghana. It's been impacted by the international fertilizer market. The international fertilizer market has seen very significant increases in prices and also logistics complexities. This is something we haven't seen in over 10 years. So obviously, when you go into a situation like that, you have affordability issues become a challenge. You have logistics issue become a challenge. So I know that the industry has had a challenge of importation, not probably as much as people expected it to be, availability as much as people expected it to be. But in the midst of all these difficulties, Yara has continued to show commitment, and of course our global strength comes to play in difficult times like this, where we have continued very good imports, we have continued availability of products into the system, but we are one player in the industry, right? And I know that some of the other players have also made efforts, but we also obviously read the challenges of limited fertilizer availability at some moments. I believe that some had come through for the season. Now the main season in the country is going a little bit down. The minor season will pick up again. The challenge would be how do we see the minor season, and I think that is one that is a challenge to all of us in the industry to see what we can do to support the minor season as well.
Meanwhile, the Executive Director of AgriHouse Foundation, Alberta Akosa, says she looks forward to over 3,000 participants this year. She's hopeful that in the few years to come, there will be an agri-village, as the chief of Banvim traditional area has donated a 10-acre land to host the annual Pre-Harvest Agribusiness Exhibition and Conference event.
Over the years, we've really had challenges when it comes to where we hold the program, because it's, as I mentioned, it's for 200 people and now we have about 3,000 participants. So last year we made a call to the people in the northern region. They all agree that the platform has been very beneficial to them, but we can't keep on, it belongs to all of us now. We can't keep on moving from one venue to the other, and we are happy today we've been presented with a site plan to commence an agri training and demonstration center, which will house exhibitions, processing and everything. So it's more of a one-stop shop, and then that's where we hope everything will be taking place. For this year, we'll focus the field demonstrations on the land and the training, and then the farmer-buyer dialogue will still continue.
Now back to our top story. The Ministry of Trade and Industry is considering a reconvening of the Committee on Retail Trade amid recent tensions between the Ghana Union of Traders Association, which is GUTA, and the Nigerian Union of Traders Association Ghana, that's NUTAG. How did we get here? It all started when GUTA issued a press statement calling for the resumption of the shop closures of undocumented foreign retailers. GUTA claims that Nigerian counterparts rejected the special dispensation granted them by government of Ghana despite a series of diplomatic efforts by both Ghana and Nigerian governments. Nigerian traders, on the other hand, appealed to the president over what they claim to be threats by Guta on them. We shall hear from both sides shortly, but let's bring in Prince Boateng, who is the Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Trade and Industry. He joins us via Zoom. Prince, we're grateful that you could join us. Tell us about the reconvening of this committee.
Thank you, my brother. This is a committee that was put in place with discussions between His Excellency and the Minister for Trade and Industry. I happen to be a member of the committee. Guta, the Ghana Immigration Service, and other state agencies are all part of it. You will recall that we have our investment promotion laws in this country, and the laws of our country are clear as to how trading activities should be conducted in this country and as to who can trade where. We have realized over the years, as you are also equally aware because you've been following this issue for a long time, that some nationals, especially from West Africa, are trying to arrogate powers to themselves that they do not have. The fact that you are a member of ECOWAS does not mean, and I continue to stress this, does not mean that you can decide to flout the laws of this country. Especially now that we even have the African Continental Free Trade Area and Ghana happens to be the host. Does not mean that AFCFTA means free for all. Laws of various countries will have to be respected. And that's exactly what we expect them to do. And so, if we realize that some are trying not to respect our laws, we are telling everybody that we will crack the whip.
When you say you crack the whip, what exactly do you mean?
What I exactly mean is that the committee will be is being asked to reconvene and take the needful actions to get people to respect the laws of our land.
Of course, you're going to be reconvening in the wake of this, brewing tension between leaders of Guta and NUTAG regarding this special dispensation. How do you intend to calm nerves with the reconvening of this committee?
There is no brewing tension as far as we see it from the point of the ministry, my brother Charles. There is no brewing tension. We are only asking for the laws of Ghana to be enforced. And on the side of Guta, I don't know if Dr. Obin or any member from Guta is with us on this Zoom, but I heard their press conference and I was taken aback. I do not see any reason for any press conference to this effect, because if there is an implementation of a law and some nationals feel that the implementation of the law is affecting them negatively, some way, somehow, and government, for that matter, is affording them an opportunity to come to the discussion table for us to see the best way forward. If they say they want to break out of the discussion and they are not ready to yield to concessions that are being given them, why should Guta be worried and why should Guta be holding press conferences? The laws are being implemented. They were only halted for particular reasons. If the discussions fail, what it means is that the status quo remains. So what cause does Guta have?
Dr. Obin, I think you're on the line, Dr. Obin, President of Guta. You rarely heard from Prince Boateng, PRO for the Ministry of Trade. You're fighting a battle which is in yours.
Yeah, sometimes we do some of these things to calm down the nerves of frustrated traders. Because when the information goes down like that, they are expecting that as a leader, you say something. And then if you do not do that, it means that they will be taking the laws into their hands. And so that's the reason why sometimes we are seen to be rushing to the press and all that. Because, our constituency is so big and varying from different region to another. And so if there's any misinformation out there and all that, we have to come and clarify. So this issue have come and people say that if these people have rejected the special dispensation, then we won't allow them, especially when they also go around telling people that they can't work with any concession. Then it provokes the people. And so we have to calm the nerves of people and tell them that we are calling on the government task force to resume its work so that nobody takes the law into his hands. That's what we do.
We've rightly heard from Prince that, of course, there's going to be a reconvening of the committee. What are your expectations from the perspective of Guta?
We had a roadmap. So, and then the roadmap was curtailed because of the incessant pleading from Nigerian government that we should temper mercy with justice, because they recognize that we have our law. Our law is never in contradiction with the ECOWAS protocol, neither is it in contravention with the Continental Free Trade Area.
All right.
So then what they have to do is that they have to plead with Ghana that we should relax our law, and that they also relax their law. That's what they were talking about, the Friendship Pact, especially the Ghana-Nigeria Friendship Pact or a council, all geared towards that we can give some concessions. And
right.
This is exactly what our president did to our brothers. And they, because they are so bent on doing the illegitimate thing that they are doing, they rejected it.
Right.
It was not even respectfully done, because 2 nations came down, and then the communique was actually launched.
Dr. Obin, I'll come to you shortly. If you could kindly hold your thoughts there. But Chukwuemeka, you're going to be going next. But Prince Boateng, I would kindly appeal if you could stay with us for the next 2 minutes, as we shall get a closing statement on this. But Chukwuemeka, you rightly heard from the Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Trade and Industry. You opted out of the agreement, of the discussion, when indeed it had not ended. The fact is, from the words of Prince Boateng, the Ministry of Trade and Industry, they're going to crack the whip on foreign nationals who flout the retail laws in the country, underscribed by the GIPC law. How do you respond to this?
Such a comment from the PRO of the Minister of Trade is quite unfortunate. And I think maybe he is not well informed, or he have decided to stay at this his naivety. We did not back out of any agreement. We received the concession. Now it is very clear it was Minister of Trade who decided not to allow the concession given to Nigerian traders for us to benefit from it. And however, whatever their discussion, I don't think I have anything to say much on it. What I had know that, sure, we were called on the meeting, we participated, and we participated until the chair decided to stall the meeting based on the fact that we raised concerns. And I have to be very clear here that Guta claimed that we reject any concession. That is a lie. We have not rejected any concession. And now that Minister of Trade and the task force is going to clamp down whatever they call whatever thing, are they going to be in the office to clamp them down? They are going to the field. That is what we said. Let's go to the field and check the document. They said, now if you bring all the document so that we'll work it on office. Can we go and get somebody who is not, his shop is locked, his document? How can you get it? Is he not going to his shop and call him to come and open it and bring out his document?
Well, I believe the modalities regarding the verification of documents have been laid out clearly under this committee, which is going to be reconvening. So what are going to be expectations from the perspective of NUTAC? What role will you be playing to ensure that there is a smooth discourse and resolution on this matter?
Yeah, we're still looking at our government decision, because that is what the check told us, to go back to each government and take a decision. If Minister of Trade have decided to come and lock up every shop, that I don't think that is the fair idea.
But I believe you understand the fact that these shops were locked based on the basis that the owners do not have documents to prove that they've been certified to embark on their business.
What document are you talking about? You see, I don't want to be discussing this on radio or TV because it doesn't make too much business. We have registration of our businesses, and asked a PRO of Minister of Trade. I have been there more than twice. I brought my documents. I registered with the Registrar General. The problem is JIPC certificate that have given us as a concession. So if you have given me concession on JIPC certificate, why are you coming? Why you still lock my shop? And I registered. The JIPC concession have been given to me. Why is my shop still locked? That is my question. Why can't you go, okay, have they checked the document we brought and see whether we register with Register General? My own shop, 2 of them is locked now, and I brought my document. Ask PRO of Minister of Trade whether he's aware. I meet with some team.
So, Prince, if you're on Zoom, I would want to get your thoughts, on how best we can streamline this to ensure there is a resolution, because it simply seems as if there is so much work to be done.
There is not much work to be done, Charles. The only work to be done is for people to be law-abiding. Rules are made to be obeyed. We have asked people to submit their documents to the ministry. The committee will look at the documents, and if we are so satisfied, the shops will be.
Did you have you called me back? When I submitted, have you called me back?
We constantly work. I constantly work. Please, can we have a decent discussion?
Chukwemeka, please hold your thoughts there. We shall get back to you so we could have some decorum in this discussion. But Prince, you were making a point. If you could mute Prince, if you could mute Chukwemeka so we could get Prince on.
I do not want to use those words he used on me, talking about naivety and uninformed and all that. I constantly work with every team in my ministry, and I am on top of issues.
Great.
If you want us to have a decent discussion and find a better way of resolving any challenges that he claims to have, he knows the appropriate thing to do. He should call on his members to do the appropriate thing. He's the president of a group. We have asked the group to do something. What I expect from him is to liaise with members of his group, to talk to them and to get them to do what we have asked them to do. And if there are any concessions we can grant them, we are ready to do so. Until then, the status quo remains.
Great. Prince, we're so grateful that you could join us. Prince Boateng is the Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Trade and Industry. He's been giving us updates regarding the reconvening of this committee, the Foreign Retail Committee there. I want to get your final thoughts, Dr. Obin, especially when we've heard the side of the Nigerian, that's the Nigerian Union of Traders Association in Ghana, NUTAG, responding to most issues regarding the reconvening of this committee. By your perspective, Dr. Obin, regarding the next way out in making sure that this matter is resolved once and for all.
Okay, the next way out is abiding by the laws of the country. We cannot give any further concession. Mind you, the concession came from Guta, because the law is on our side. So we have to be talked to and pleaded with that we have to give some concession for our brothers. But you look at the way they are behaving, as if they want us to live by their terms. The law is so clear. They either abide by the law or just, because there are so many Nigerians who are staying in this country, who are doing very well, who are abiding by the law, and who are enjoying the hospitality from Ghanaians. They should not mar this beautiful relationship. Their president have to reprimand them. They have to be talked to, because this is a concession that we've given. Otherwise, you have to abide by a law. And so, if you don't like the concession, then you can please yourself. But you look at the arrogance with which he's talking with a government official here, using words, unprintable words.
Great.
Can a Ghanaian go to such a Nigeria and talk like this? He will be killed and maimed.
Dr. Obin, we're grateful that you joined us.
No Nigerian have the guts.
Exactly.
To go
we are grateful that you joined us with your thoughts there. Apparently, of course, it's quite obvious matters regarding Nigeria and Ghana, trade feud. We're going to be having updates on this in our subsequent bulletins, especially when the foreign committee is expected to reconvene in the coming days. But meanwhile, the president of the Traders Advocacy Group Ghana, Kojo Amoatin, says the era of fighting foreign nationals on trade restrictions is a thing of the past. He explains that traders cannot be doing business under the Continental Free Trade Area and continue to be hostile to other African countries.
TAG believes that the era of fighting other nationals, I'll repeat this, TAG believes the era of fighting other nationals on trade restrictions is a thing of the past. This is so important. We cannot be trading under the African Continental Free Trade Area popularly known as AFTA, and continue to be hostile to other African countries. AFTA has come to stay, and the earlier the government collaborate with traders to promote our local traders, the better it will be for all of us.
You're still watching The Marketplace. Still ahead in the bulletin, Valley View University to host the maiden edition of the Joy Business Campus Roadshow this Friday. We have a look ahead. We do have more after this particular break. To stay with us. And as you just saw in the promo there, this Friday, the Valley View University will host the first edition of the Joy Business Campus Roadshow. The Joy Business Campus Roadshow is an outreach program that seeks to enable tertiary students access to formal sources of career guidance in order to help them make right occupational choices. Joining me with a look ahead is Chief Finance Officer of the Valley View University, Dr. Williams Pepper, on his thoughts on what we should be expecting out of this roadshow on Friday. Doctor, we're so grateful once again. What's your feeling about this roadshow as we grapple with this matter of unemployment in Ghana?
Good afternoon to you and to your viewers. Valley View is much delighted, and for me especially, I'm much happy to have this first program on our campus. As we know, Valley View University is the first premier chartered university in Ghana, and to partner Joy FM, especially Joy Business, for this program is coming at the right time where we have a lot of youth unemployment. It is our belief that this program will help our students to be able to know the career choices they have to make as they come out of school.
Great.
At the moment, we are expecting, we normally graduate about 2,000 students every year, and this program is going to be a great opener to them and what they should expect.
But
in my perspective,
go on, please.
We will be focusing on three main things as Valley View University. That's our focus. We train the mind, also which relates to the skills, and then the last one is values. That is Christian values, so that when you go out, the student go out, the student will be able to have proper understanding and become a good person and not be a corrupt person.
Great. Of course, we have lined up very, astute speakers who are going to be, sharing their thoughts on how best to deal with the unemployment menace. What should we be expecting from these speakers?
I mean, these speakers are renowned young entrepreneurs in the field, and they have been able to make a name for themselves in the field they find themselves. You'll be surprised to know that some of them, with what they learned as their education, is not what they are practicing. So I'm sure they are going to share to us an interesting insight in their life and how to make career choices.
Great.
It is our hope that students, especially from Valley View, would learn from them, and then when they go out, they will become self-employed in the future.
We hope so too, and of course we're looking forward to this event on Friday. Of course, the roadshow, the campus roadshow coming your way at the Valley View University. Do make a part of this. That's how we end the bulletin. But of course, that was Dr. Williams Pepper, Chief Finance Officer of the Valley View University, ending the marketplace with me, Charles Aite. For more news, you log on to myjoyonline.com, where you can get all updates on matters regarding business and international as well as local news. Many thanks for watching once again. Enjoy the rest of our programs.